Oh, hi there. You just stumbled on this channel. That's amazing. I'm so glad to have you here with me. Let's dive in all the topics in regard to consciousness, awareness, spirituality, and the self-discovery. If you are to identify yourself with every thought you ever had, well, good luck. Because the average human being, neurologically speaking, has 80,000 thoughts every single day. Imagine if you were to identify yourself with every single one of them, most of them also being contradictive, you would go nuts. Gladly, there are amazing tools there, how to ease your mind and how to come back into your internal balance. Often, it is the very mind that whispers certain ideas in us that if we're going to go down that rabbit hole, chances are we're not going to find our internal harmony and we're going to be spazzed out by the end of the day. Our brain is an amazing tool, but it's actually like a supercomputer. It will require your input and it will require your commands to evaluate something. If you just let it go, calculate random stuff without your input, you're gonna go crazy, and I would fully understand it. So today is a great day to dive into what you can do to actually quiet your mind and to very, very, very carefully and consciously differentiate between which thoughts are meaningful and nurturing and wholesome and which thoughts are actually distracting from your internal harmony. Step one of how to have a more clearer mind is to become aware of your thoughts. Now, if I go out about my day and I would be sitting in my car and the first thing that comes into my mind is, oh, the weather is like this today. The second thought is something that my mom told me over the phone last night. The third would be what I have to do throughout the day. This is already 3 thoughts that have nothing to do with each other in a split of a second. What does this do to my consciousness? It doesn't allow me to be present in the very moment. I'm engaging into something past, I'm engaging into something that might happen in the future, and I am engaging into something that annoys me. Do you see anywhere the moment of being present? But by connecting with our breath, which is step one, it's the very, very basic steps to do in order to quiet your mind. By becoming aware of our breath, we are basically internalizing the momentum of the presence, just like that. The thing is, you've been all mastering your breath over the past decades in your life. Without breath, there's no life. But with conscious breath, there's an amazing life. Why do I say that? Is because the moment I draw my awareness, my perception, to connect with the focus of my breath, I'm quieting my mind. And all the monkey brain, that is basically the way to say that your mind is loud and has a gazillion different thoughts, can calm down. And then you start to differentiate between which thoughts are actually meaningful to you. So if I were to, let's say, engage in a thought that has to do with something a friend of mine said 3 years ago, that adds 0 value to my life right now, why would I need to go down that rabbit hole? Why would I need to waste energy on this matter? But by becoming aware that this thought is not meaningful for me and for my well-being, I can actually just engage in my breath and see, oh, okay, hi thought, I'm aware of you, but I'm not going to engage with you. And that decision alone, in the beginning, might require a bit of exercise, but it becomes easier and easier as often as we do it. And the second step, something you could do to quieten your mind, is to meditate. Or if you go into really high-profile athleticism, the difference between an amazing athlete and an athlete that is creating a legend for himself is that that very person has learned how to train their mind. All of them, if it's Michael Jordan in the 90s or if it's Cristiano Ronaldo right now, they all learned how to cleanse their thoughts and just have very focused thoughts through meditation in order to achieve the outcome that they want. Let me give you an example. In the 90s, there was a team of professional athletes training for the Olympic Games. And you've had the runners that would have to hurdle down the line. What they wanted to do is basically to examine the body, of what the body does, of what the biochemistry in our all system does, if we are not going to run, but if those set persons were going to engage in a run in their own mind. they would sit them down. They wouldn't be on the track and field to actually run, but they would have to envision the running itself. And guess what happened? Their body started to sweat, their heart rate accelerated, and their overall body exposure was like as though they were running, even though they were just sitting still on the chair. Why does this happen? Because for the human brain, there is no difference whether you experience something on real life or you're only visualizing something. The human brain can only decipher the pictures that it receives, and it cannot differentiate between the pictures that are really taking place or the ones that we envision. So why not have very beautiful, clear, good pictures internally so that your outlet is maximized? So when you're really curious in getting into meditation, for example, there is a gazillion of great meditation apps and videos on YouTube. I'm gonna get mine online as well. But the basic thing one can do is, first of all, to become your own observer, to become the observer of your own mind, to not identify with every thought, meaning that if you were to sit still for, let's just say, 2 minutes a day, start with 2 minutes a day, and you close your eyes. Why? So that your all attention, instead of going outside, is going inside. And you become aware of that internal cosmos you got going on inside of you. The moment you do that, and there's a thought passing into your mind, check it out. Check how you relate to that thought. Am I that thought? Who thinks that thought? Do I want to nourish that thought? These 3 questions alone will guide you to your answer. If it speaks to you, if it nurtures you, then keep that thought by all means. If it's destructive and makes you like cringe, just let it go, let it pass, just like a cloud. That's for step 1. Step 2 would be every day when we take a shower, just visualize that the shower, the beautiful water droplets that are touching you, instead of that being water, it should be like golden rain. And that golden rain is literally upgrading your whole energy field. And it's cleansing you from anything that is not yours, from anything, any residue of a harsh negative conversation you've had, of a lot of stress you've had. Just play that internally, work and play with your fantasy. And let me tell you, that shower will be amazing for you. So for somebody who's dealing with panic attacks, and I've been that person myself, so I can relate strongly with somebody going through panic attacks, let me tell you that. A panic attack, even though it may appear as you have no control of what's going on, and it's as though you might be dying or you might be losing your breath, know that for you to have panic attacks is because everything about yourself operates right. For you to have a panic attack means that your innermost self tries to communicate very strongly with you that something is not right. To have a panic attack may seem like nothing is going right, but it's actually the way of your core being telling you, hey, a different path is ready for you. A different way of how to do things is waiting for you. So if you are truly inside a really deep and extensive panic attack, try to connect with your breath. First and foremost, try to tell yourself that right now I'm not dying. Right now I'm experiencing this, but I'm not it. I'm not the panic attack. I'm not my fear. I am experiencing a wave of a fear. But the moment I allow myself to experience that, it can stop. Because in the end of the day, what your core being is trying to tell you is to wake you up, is to give you a very strong signal. If you're not listening to the signal, it will become stronger. But the moment you let it be, the moment you embrace that that is a signal of your loving body, of the intelligence of your body trying to communicate to you, hey beloved friend, wake up. There's something that you're not seeing. This is the moment when the panic attacks will cease to be as strongly. Now I want to put as a very strong disclaimer that I'm not a medicinal educated person. I'm not a doctor, so by all means always seek a professional doctor's opinion, but that's just from my professional experience and my personal experience what I can recommend. My whole belief system and philosophy is to analyze the things we subscribe to in life. If you like whatever is going on here, I'm inviting you to subscribe to the next videos and also hit the bell, so I might be one of the first ones to illuminate your mind. I'd love to see you again. Bye.